Roger, thanks for dropping by. They said it was going to rain. It's been doing that most of the morning. This will be a quick video because I don't want to be concentrating on the video. I want to be getting on with my work, my work. Right, I've got one of my glass bowls up here with clean water in, and I've got one of my glass bowls here with 4 litres of water, including some warm water. I've got to put my hands in it, haven't I? And 15 ml of Fisan 20, that's the conversion from the Americans. So 4 litres, 15 ml works out about the right mix for what I'm doing. And I've got 2 cloths in here, and we'll see how we go. The idea of the clean water is to, when the cloths start getting a bit dirty, when I'm putting more dirt on than taking off, I can give them a rinse in that clean water. What I want to do to start with is just, I'm going to get away with doing as little as possible. So there are areas in here that she can't see, and she won't be able to get the camera there anyway. Those won't get done. I'm just going to do this quickly as I can. Now we will be doing acrobatics, but so be it. It's only standing on a chair, it's not the end of the world. And from here I can reach everything, and I'm hoping it's just quite like this. That's my TV area up in there. Now there are places where the plastic roof is going to need a bit of a wipe, but luckily not too much of that. It just wipes off, it's not a big deal. And as I said, I'm going to do as little as I can get away with. So what's visible gets done, what isn't, don't. Comes off very easily, you've only got to wipe it and it's done. Miss a bit. That's the worst thing you can do, is miss a bit, because then it highlights the fact that you've done some and not all of it. So now these big bits like this, I'm hoping this is just, I will have to move the chair to get it all of it. Just wipe like that. And then the only thing I mustn't do is lean too far and tip the chair, obviously, but I can hold on to the things I'm wiping. Again, if I start wiping the plastic, it might emphasise the fact that I haven't done all of it, so I don't want to go mad. Right. Do as much as I can from the chair in one position and then move it. I'll leave my cloth up there. I mean, I use it for filming, it's a valid thing. And at the moment I'm going to make no effort to do the glass. I'm going to leave the glass as it is, not no attempt to do it, on the grounds that she might look up and say, this glass needs cleaning. Well, okay. You know, yeah, I'll get it done. You know, I'm not going to get kicked out because I haven't done the glass. You have to sort of put things in proportion here, you know. I mean, the windows in the house are supposed to be kept clean inside and out. I've never cleaned them, and she's never mentioned it. It'll be just my luck if when she comes it's chucking it down the rain, and she doesn't want to go out in the garden with her camera, and all the work in the garden's been a waste of time. That'd be just my luck that way. I'll have to take my wire bang as well, to take this end off to remind me. I don't want her garrotting herself because she's quite tall. There she goes. And once you get onto this bit, it really does just wipe off easily because there's hardly any there. Just got to be systematic. Go along a bit at a time. I'm only doing stuff that needs the chair at the moment. So anything that I can, reach easily from down here, I will do afterwards, because that will involve moving shelves. But this is so far working quite well. Of course, you know what I'm doing, don't you? I'm rinsing the cloth and then not dipping it back in the 520, which means that last that I didn't get any of the 520 on it. Never mind. Never mind. So I've been getting up where there's plants and that now, so got to go a bit careful, and I suspect I will have to move this this shelving out to get right into the corner. I won't be able to reach that from here. Not going to be able to do much more into this corner without moving the shelf, quite honestly. And start knocking plants off, do we? I won't be able to do any more until I get into that corner, which means taking this shelving out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry on and do what I can that I can get at before I start moving shelves. So I can do all around the door, for instance, and those two sections, and then I can move this out, get into that corner, and say I'll just come round anywhere I can get at. That, is in full view, needs to be done, just so that it looks nice and white when you put the camera on it. And with the plastic nice and white, the fact that the glass hasn't been done, I don't think it's going to be a big deal. Well, we'll find out, won't we? If I have to do the glass, so be it. But I won't, unless they require proof that I've done it. When I got the black mark for the garden, she said, the garden is untidy, I think you'll agree, and needs some work done. And there was never any follow-up to find out if I actually did it. So if she says I've got to do the glass, I don't exactly have to get on with it, do I? I can wait till it's convenient. Might be something that sort of Hannah and I could do and share the job. All around this door I can do without even standing on the chair. is getting bad. The job, the plan was based on doing the outside yesterday. You may have seen the video. And it's a good job that I did sort of check the weather, because a lot of the time the weather forecast that I get here doesn't actually materialise. You know, when they say I'm going to get rain, I don't actually get it. I'm going to do the glass on the door. There's a good reason for that. She's going to walk through it, isn't she? Get to the garden, which means she's going to look at it head on, yeah. I will have to, and it is quite mangy, the door, so I will have to go and get a dry cloth to actually wipe the glass. Otherwise it's going to be all smeary. But this, you know, this is getting the mould off at this point. But mucking about and trying to have clean glass. I can't remember how I did the glass last time. I obviously didn't do it with the cloth that I used to do the plastic. Otherwise, what's happening now, which is getting muck all over the door from the cloth, would have happened. And I don't remember that happening. So. Done. Now I've got to get a dry cloth of some sort. In fact, the cloth's getting quite dirty. I might even have to change that soon. Those are good cloths, they last a long time. I would want to keep it, but I can chuck it in the washing machine next time I've got a load on. It'll come out nice and clean then. I'm just going to go and get something. Now this is strange stuff. I wanted kitchen towel, you know, paper, mopping up towel. They didn't have the one I normally get, and I just sort of grabbed the nearest thing. And it's strange stuff. It's like a mix of cloth and paper. It's stronger than your normal paper. And I think that is going to wipe the glass off quite nicely, because it holds an awful lot of moisture. Yeah, that's good stuff. Yeah, I'll get through a bit, but it wasn't expensive. It was a fraction more than I'd have paid for the paper version. And when I got it, I just thought, well, everything's going up in price now. Can't moan, I suppose. Well, it can, but it ain't good, does it? That's working on this glass reasonably well. There's some slight smears, but nothing special. I mean, to do all of this glass, I would get through an awful lot of this, wouldn't I? It's taken 3 pieces just to do the door. Right, there we go, that'll do for the video. So it's just a matter of making it look respectable, so that when you walk out here, what you see is white shiny plastic. Yeah? That's all I'm trying to achieve today. And it's going to take quite a while to do it all, on the grounds that now I've got to start moving shelves out of the way. And I would like to do the floor. I've got a squeegee floor mop, but the problem is, to do the floor, the shelving needs to be out of the way yeah, I think I can do it. I'll just do it with hot water and a little bit of ordinary sort of soap type stuff. I don't need to use the 5-20 on it. Otherwise it's not going to look as good if the floor's grubby. You know, that's another thing. Shiny floor, shiny white, that's the goal. Anyway, you get the idea. You can hear me over that bracket. I was going to put a bit of music on in the lounge. I don't think I'll bother. Well, I wouldn't be able to video it on anyway. Right, there we go. Short clip. The work started. I've allocated today to do this as much as I choose to do. And if I've got, I might get something else done in the house. You know, like I said, there's still some dusting and things to do in there. There's some tidying to do. And then tomorrow, Friday, it's the house. Because I don't think I'm going to attempt to do any more in the garden until Hannah's down, because she likes to help. So that'll do for today. It'll probably be, I mean, it's quite early in the day now, so I've only just started. This won't get processed and loaded until probably tomorrow morning. Hang on, where are we? Thursday. No, I'll post it this evening, probably. Because tomorrow's Friday and it's the Project Orchids video tomorrow, which is on Fridays. I'd rather stick to that. People that are expecting that because they like the Project Orchids will be expecting it on Friday. So I'll probably post this later tonight. And the Project Orchids video can go later on Friday sometime when I get round to it. Anyway, see you next time. Thanks for dropping by. I'm going to have a coffee before I do any more. I'm not doing this all at once. It's not going to be a... You know, it's arching over, stretching, it's all back and shoulders. We don't want to overdo it, so we'll have a break now, as it's a natural break, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for dropping by. A bit on the end, just discovered something. No, I haven't got there. This stuff, papery, clothy stuff, which I have another complete brand new roll of, dry, just fold it over like that, look what it does to the glass. Takes it straight off. Now obviously without the 5-20, it's not going to make it mould proof for the future, but yeah, it just takes the glass down straight away. So you will be able to do the glass that's conspicuous. This is the bit that gets me. So when you get down to going round the bottom, it's all bending over and, you know, sometimes kneeling down or crouching, neither of which do me any good. But yeah, I'm pleased that I can do the glass that looks bad with a dry cloth, which means it doesn't dry smeary and it's sort of job done all in one really. So anyway, we've got to sort of moving stuff now, so I've got to finish this area. I'm just going to put all the pots in a bag, you know, in a plastic carrier bag, and throw them outside for now. They need to go down in the shed, basically. They could do with cleaning first and washing, but I tend to do that as I need a pot. So I have a look at something I'm repotting or whatever, and I look at the size pot I need, and I go and get it, and if it's dirty I clean it. So, anyway, so bonus. As I said, the hard bit for me is not doing everything down to, it's going to be doing round that bottom edge, which is going to be a pain to say the least. And also, you know, I'm going to need some separate water to do the floor, and I need that mop and bucket with that, what I'm going to use soon, because obviously once I've moved this bit out, I need to do the floor before I put it back. So I'm going to finish that section with everything out of the way, mix up the stuff and get the mop out and do that bit of floor, but that can then be drying while I have my coffee, so we're delaying the coffee. Anyway, you know, different ways of doing things, and as I said, that stuff dried, polishes the glass up, lovely. That doesn't mean I'm going to do it all. I might end up doing it all. The bit I probably won't do is along the back. I don't know though, that's the bit that's quite bad. I'll have to wing it as I go. I might end up just doing the glass and have done with it. Make the whole place sort of clean and start from scratch. The problem is there is some mould on the glass. If I don't wipe it off and get it clean, it'll just get worse, won't it? So we shall see. I shall plod on, a bit at a time. It's a hell of a difference, isn't it? No, I haven't finished. I've just got to a break point, and I thought if I film what it looks like, parts of what it looks like when it's done, I don't have to get a camera out again today. So this is the bit on the end. Clean glass. That's going to be good for watching the birds through the winter. You have to bear in mind a lot of the muck on the glass was as a direct result of using the sprayer. That won't get used again now till at least next year. I won't be using the sprayer. So the glass should stay clean, quite honestly, without the sprayer getting all over it. And the sprayer would have also got on the plastic and left residues, which is a good place for mould to form. So I think by not using the sprayer we might actually stay clean a bit longer. Methinks I should clean the floor a little more often. Can you see the line? That's the bit I've done, and this is the bit I haven't done. Mind you, you have to bear in mind this is the heavy traffic, this is the walking in and out, but it shows more over here. Dirty floor. The trouble is there's no point in trying to keep it clean all the time. There's no point, because it will get dirty again. But I'm just a bit worried about... I've moved Hurricane Hector, and I think the pipe's leaking. I need to wipe that with a cloth to dry it to see if... I mean, it's easy enough to fix. You just have to take it out and put it back in again. It just dislodges occasionally when I move. And I had to move Hurricane Hector to give him a bit of a clean, because he was a bit mouldy as well. Anyway, I'm having a break, and I've got round as far as the door. Yeah, so that's how much I've done. I'm actually quite tired. That's actually taken quite a bit out of me doing that. And I've got more than that to do still, on the grounds that obviously I only came as far as there. So I've got, you know, I did 1, count that as 2, 3, 4, and the door 5 panels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 6 to do. And they will all need the glass done, you know, as well. I thought I was going to get away with it, but no, I'd just as well do it properly, hadn't I? So a little bit more than what I've done still to do, and quite a bit more floor than I've already done, because all I've done is that little bit there. Yeah, so obviously, you know, that's 3 tiles deep and not in underneath here. So we've now got 3, 6, and got nearly 3 times as much floor to do. So but I think by stopping using the sprayer that this should stay clean an awful lot longer. I think that may have actually induced an awful lot of what I'm having to clean off. You know, if you're using a sprayer with feed in it, it's got stuff in it, and I obviously only used the sprayer when it was warm, and that water with the feed in it goes on the glass and then dries. So it's bound to leave a mark, isn't it? And then you put more on top of that and more on top of that. So yeah, I think we'll hopefully, I mean, this has lasted a year. I looked in my notes, it's a year ago when I cleaned this lot up. Mind you, I did do a bit more last time, because I took all the shelves outside, sprayed them with the Fisan 20 solution, and then wiped them all off with cloths. Took all the grills off and wiped the whole lot off. I'm not doing that this time. Anyway, it is break time. My coffee's getting cold. I'm going to have a bit of a rest. Rain's still going. Poor old Mojo keeps coming out to the door and running back in again. I think he's sat on my chair with his legs crossed at the moment. Oh, poor little thing. He will go out in the rain occasionally, but he doesn't like it. You know, well, most cats don't like going out in the rain, do they? If they can avoid it. Anyway, so he does have an alternative if he's totally desperate. So, time to crack on. Well, actually it's not. It's time to enjoy my break for a half hour or so. It is lunchtime after all. Well, actually it's not. It's 11:30. So do a bit more before lunch. Perhaps do this corner and that bit of the roof. Then have another break, etc., etc., until we get the whole lot done. But I think I might have to change the water. Might have to change the cloth as well, come to think of it. I have got 3 or 4 of those, so but this papery cloth kitchen towel stuff is doing a grand job on the glass. That pane on the end there I had to wet. I had to use the cloth to wet it because it was so thick with muck that the dry paper towel thing just wouldn't get it off. So and I may have a bit more of that as I go round. This one looks particularly bad, and that's because it had the mounted orchids in front of it and they got sprayed a lot. So, but we won't be doing that. We're not going to have many mounts left soon. I mean, if you look at this rack, it's got 4 on it. Well, there's plenty of room on that one, and then one of these can go outside for now, you know, and go into disuse basically, and I'll just have one. That might mean that along this back edge we can get another shelf, or possibly move this shelf. Oh no, I can't move that shelf, that's the one that has my blooming plants on. But you know, we might be able to shuffle the shelves round a bit. Or if you think about it, when the cymbidiums come in, where are they going to go? Yeah? So maybe that shelf can go there. There's a thought. Oh, I've been requested to do an update on the cymbidiums. Not in the pouring rain, that's not happening. But yeah, I'll get round to that. That would be something we can do. Yeah, that's something we can do. It's not really far enough into the year to be searching for flower spikes yet. I mean, I've still got growths that are maturing. But you never know. If you don't look at things for a long time, you never know what's going on, do you? So it would be to my benefit as well to have a look over them, see how they're doing. Anyway, my coffee's getting cold. See you next time.